live on YouTube. Let's just double check everything. Let's see the live. There should be a new live. Hopefully, making random encounters. There we are. Live on YouTube. Cool. That's gonna start repeating, so we don't want to do that. All right, cool. So we're live on YouTube, Dungeon Masters Toolkit. If you want to see what I'm actually like writing down and stuff, but otherwise you can just watch me on TikTok. That works as well. And I am going to share the new link to my Discord server. New link. All right. So, and we're going to start recording on Audacity as well. Let's see, how does this work for typing loud or not too bad? It's not great, but it's whatever. So, cool. So what we are going to be doing today, we are going to be looking at some random tables, and we are going to make some encounters. It's kind of the plan. We're going to roll a bunch of dice. We're going to come up with, we're going to get just a bunch of random stuff. We're going to try to figure out what kind of an encounter that would be. And then we are, I'm going to kind of type everything out, and then I'm going to chop all of these into kind of bite-size episodes that I will release actually on the podcast. And then I think the live stream recording will probably go up on my Patreon, kind of as like a tiered bonus thing. So we're just going to try it out. I haven't done this before. We're going to give it a shot, see how it goes. I need to pull up the random tables, so we want to go to... we're going to be using the Perilous Wild supplement for Dungeon World. And Perilous Wild Discovery Tables is what we are after. And I will move this on over here to the desktop so you can actually see what's going on. So I'm just going to roll a series of D12s. We're going to put these together so I can take notes a little bit better. And darn it, the ads on these websites. Okay. Here we go. So the first thing that we are trying to figure out for our encounter is just what exactly are we basing it around. So I'm going to roll a d12. I got an 8. That makes it a creature. So we're going to jump down to the creature table. And over on the creature table, I should write that down, we have a creature. And then we are going to roll another d12. That is an 11, which makes it a monster. And for monsters, we have a couple different things. We have maybe an activity and an alignment, some disposition, number appearing, size. There's some optional other things. We can get into those. We're going to jump down to monster. So for monster, we're going to roll and see kind of how common this monster is. It's an 11, which means it's up in the legendary category. Ooh. And then one more d12 for another 11. We're rolling a lot of 11s today. So we have unusual plus dragon. Okay, unusual plus dragon. So we have monster that was legendary. It is unusual plus dragon. Let's find out what the unusual part about this is. There is somewhere on one of these tables, there is an unusual, or oddities, it's details. I think it's details. No? Okay, that was loud. Unusual? No. Where are you at? Let's do a new tab and go to Perilous Wilds Discovery Table. But I want the Perilous Wilds Discovery Table oddity? Details? Details, I think it is. I know there's a page for it, and I don't know why I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Alignment, magic type, element. It's on this page here somewhere. We want, what did I say? Oddity? Unusual. Well, we can do, I don't know, adjective. We'll do an adjective. See what it comes out as. 6, broken and brittle. It's a broken and brittle dragon, and the first thing that jumps to mind is some type of like skeletal dragon. So maybe we have some type of skeletal dragon. Maybe broken and brittle, rotten and decaying maybe would make more sense for that. Let's see what it's doing. Let's roll for an activity. Another 6. We're getting a lot of duplicates. Crafting or praying. Can I just copy that right over here? Not well. Okay. So it is crafting or praying. I feel like a broken or brittle dragon could be praying. Could be doing some type of ritual, so crafting and praying kind of combined to like regenerate itself in some way. Let's see, I want to see terrain. What kind of an area is this happening? Ooh, off the table, doesn't count. It's up to 2, so this is a flatland plain. So simple enough, it's just kind of a prairie type, you know, rolling hills. Pretty open though, so yeah, here's visibility. Why don't we roll on visibility and just see? I'm just seeing these things, and as they make sense, I'm just gonna roll on them and see what we get. So this one is a 9. 9 is obvious in plain sight. So flatland plain, obvious in plain sight. Clearly, because the terrain is not providing anything for the dragon to hide behind. So it's just out in the middle of nowhere. And it's performing this some type of a ritual in order to heal itself, essentially. So we have this broken dragon. Let's see if we have a disposition. How does the dragon feel about, you know, presumably a party of adventurers wandering nearby? 8, it is neutral. Okay, so this is a neutral dragon. So I think this type of encounter could go a couple of ways. I'm seeing rolling hills, the plains, you've got this kind of area that the dragon has maybe kind of dug out or around, or I guess even could be thinking of like Skyrim, could be like a burial mound or something, right, that they have for the dragons. And if this is kind of a skeletal dragon or a weakened dragon, it may be near one of these kind of dragon burial mounds. And with that, I think that it's probably in a position where it's not necessarily it's not necessarily looking for a fight. So I think it could lead to a fight if the players wanted to. I think this could also be a social encounter as well. So I'm going to put encounter type. I'm going to do social or combat. And so the 3 that I'm thinking of is social, combat, or exploration as kind of the main pillars of play that is described in like the Dungeon Master's Guide. And those are kind of the 3 pillars when you're thinking about making encounters. And I think this could kind of go either way. The players could decide to go help or talk to the dragon, maybe not necessarily help, but it doesn't necessarily have to lead to combat. If they want to go in and just fight this kind of damaged dragon, they sure can. That's up to them. I would say the combat level is going to be, the dragon is going to be weaker than it would normally be. Let's see, aspect, age. Age might be a good one to go on. 8. This is old. It is an old dragon. It's a broken, brittle dragon that is also old, which makes sense, right? So it's performing some sort of healing ritual, needs help. I want to say, I want to do like an item. This is the details table. Let me go. This is the creature table. Let me go back to the discovery table. Okay. I feel like if the players are to help this dragon, they're going to need to find something that can help them. And I'm looking at the wrong table here. So what, let's see, maybe evidence, or evidence isn't necessarily what you would want them. I'm trying to figure out what to roll on here as to like, you need this thing to help the dragon. Natural features or unnatural features. Yeah, these are more like, these are more, I don't know, like actual bigger things, features, not necessarily like items. So maybe I'll leave this up to the DM. So just to recap this first encounter, is we have a this large old dragon that's broken and brittle. It's performing some sort of a ritual just in plain sight. It's probably too hurt to really have a choice in the matter. So it's trying to heal itself. If left alone for long enough, I think it probably would be able to complete its healing or its ritual or whatever it's doing on its own. And then the kind of social combat aspect of it is if they want to help or hinder the dragon, they can do so more or less just through social interactions versus straight up combat. If they want to just go ahead and kill the thing, they can. Maybe this dragon was causing problems in the local area and they were, adventurers were told to go take care of it. Who knows? I think I'm going to leave that up to the DM, but I am going to use this little AI bot to try and generate an image that we can use for this this kind of scenario, right? To explain what it looks like. So let's go. I don't know, what is this? I'm gonna go random. I have my Discord page open, and I will go here, go away. Can I minimize? I just want to minimize like all the extra stuff I have open in Discord because I don't really need to share that. Whatever. We're gonna go here, and I'm just gonna kind of move. Come on. I'm gonna move over to about there. There we go. So here, wow, that was painful. I don't really want to show all of my chats with everybody. Not that there's anything bad in there, but just for their privacy. Okay, you can see this lovely giant cheeseburger monster devouring citizens on the city street. That was the last one I did. That one was cool. But we're going to do Imagine. So this this AI bot is called Midjourney, and I just found it yesterday, and I've been using it a ton. It's a Discord bot, and you can basically get 25 uses of the bot to generate images, and you basically just type in a prompt. You get super specific, and it's actually really good. So our prompt is going to be old brittle dragon. I'm going to say fantasy illustration of old brittle dragon performing healing ritual in, what did we say? Plains, flatland, in flatland plains, rolling hills. I'm gonna say daytime. We'll do, so we did fantasy illustration. I'm gonna say that one of the fun ones that I like is Studio Ghibli because it makes it look kind of like their art style. I already said illustration, so let's just see what that does. Oh, and I have some quality settings on here that were preset, so I guess I might need to change those. But the other really cool thing about the AI bot is that you can watch it generate while it's happening, and then you can also do variations and stuff as you're going. So see if I can make this a little bit bigger without it messing stuff up. See, this one in the top right is already looking pretty cool. So we're 74% done. 100%. Ooh, this is definitely Studio Ghibli vibes. Let me open up the original here. Now, I have this generating at low, like very low quality right now, and you can upscale these here. These are some cool pictures. This one's kind of hard to see. This one actually looks like a wyvern from Studio Ghibli. Definitely easy to see. This one, I think these are the dragon. It looks like two dragons. Let's see if we can do a variation on this bottom right. We're gonna do variation on number 4. So basically, I'm gonna take that image as the prompt and regenerate again. We'll see what we come up with here. And this AI piece will probably get chopped out of the final audio podcast piece because this isn't like super important to the audio. If you're watching on TikTok, go and jump over to the YouTube stream because then you can actually see what I'm seeing. TikTok does not make that easy to do. This one is taking a while to get. It hasn't even started yet. Basically, when you submit a prompt to the bot, you get put in a queue, and then whenever you're end up being next in the queue, then yours gets processed, and it takes about a minute to start processing. You can also redo this one, or like I said, you can upscale as well. And I have quality settings turned down a little bit just because I can upscale them. It's faster to generate, and then it doesn't use as much CPU time. Here we go, 21%. We're getting some pictures. This is like making it look like a massive dragon. Is that done? That one is done. Definitely looks like a brittle dragon. Looks like a bone dragon of some sort. Okay, so let me open the original here because then we can see it a little bit better. They kind of look like dragons. I think this one is the best, but it's kind of weird. It doesn't quite look like, it kind of has the right idea, the right general idea. Let's try one more with this bot, and I'm gonna change the settings to kind of a normal style, medium, base quality. All of that is good, so we can close this. Okay. And let's do fantasy illustration of old brittle let's try broken dragon. Performing healing ritual, magic circle, glowing, flatland plains, rolling hills, daytime, and we're gonna do Studio Ghibli. Well, you know what? Let's leave Studio Ghibli off. We'll see what happens. And then I didn't even put it through to the prompt here. Let me just do that and rough. Waiting to start. Here we go. And TikTok, I will show you this here. I'll bring you over and I will flip the camera. We'll see if I can do it before it finishes. Why do they always hide the camera button from me? Should not be this hard. Where's the switch button? Flip camera, that is so weird. Okay. There we go. Okay, so here's the like 60% done. We can see that it's updating. Oh, this one already looks cooler than the previous ones. And this is on the regular quality. So 93%, boom, there is our final one. Now if I open up the original, it's just gonna be a little bit easier to see. So, both of these are really cool pictures. How about this one? This one, oh, this looks like some type of a dragon portal. And then I don't even know what to make of this one. This one's also really cool. They're all super cool. Oh, actually, I really like this first one. Let's see if we can upscale this first one. Okay, back to Discord. I'm gonna upscale the first one, and that is basically gonna take that first image and it kind of redoes, kind of rebuilds the image from scratch, but with a higher quality. But it takes that as like the primary inspiration for the photo. So the image itself is weighted a lot higher in terms of what gets generated. So looks pretty sweet. Should have actually done this with the is that just a hill? Maybe what I thought was a dragon is actually just a hill, but it looks cool. We'll keep it. 97%. And done. And so if I open this, yeah, definitely the part that I thought was a dragon, this part, definitely just like a rock formation, hill, giant hill. But then there's this like neat thing happening in the sky, so that's cool. I like it. We will keep that. I'll close this out, and then I'm gonna flip my camera back around. That is an enhance, which makes absolutely no sense to me why you would put that there. Okay, so there we are for that. I'm actually gonna copy this picture and I'm gonna put it in my Word document. Bam, there we go. It's our picture with the deal. Let's go to a new page, and we're going to do a new we're going to do a new encounter. So let me just export my audio from my first one. So this is, I don't know, encounter design. Okay, folder, and this is encounter one. Save off the MP3. Give that a second. As far as the live streams go, I will have a copy of the live stream available for people, but I probably won't post it on the actual YouTube channel. I'll probably post that on Patreon. I don't know if live streams aren't necessarily for everybody. I'm going to edit these things down, and then we're going to have the bite-sized chunks of the different encounters. So let's jump into another encounter with the discovery table. What are we going to find today? And I should start recording on Audacity again. There we go. Ooh, losing my dice here. 11. This is like the 5th 11 that I have rolled today. So 11 on the discovery table gives me a structure. And then an 11. Oh man, the number of 11s. Oh, I wasn't supposed to roll a d12. I was supposed to roll a d4. So the 11 is my next roll, but I need to grab a d4 to figure out what kind of structure do we have. And I have my lovely dice chest here that should have a d4 in it. Otherwise it's probably on the floor somewhere else. And naturally the first one I find is like the worst color. Okay, I found a blue one. All set, let me put that down. D4, here we go. 3. This is infrastructure, and it is a mine or quarry. So we have a mine, there's quarry. Okay. And what do we need to know? Oh, I was supposed to roll a d12, actually. All right, well, should we take both rolls? So what would an 11 be on this? An 11 would be a steading. Come on. 1d10 plus 2. A ruined steading. I mean, is there anything more classic than a ruined mining town? So who built it? And creature responsible. 1d4 plus 4. Creature. 1d4. Ooh. 2 plus 4 is 6, which is a human. A human built it, so it's not a dwarven mine. This is a human establishment. Settlement. Okay, human settlement. Mine or quarry. Ruined. Ruined. Well, I could just say ruined human settlement, I guess. Ruined human settlement. Built around a mine or quarry. And what else do we need to know? The alignment, which will be, the alignment of these creatures is a 7, which is neutral. Okay. So nothing good, nothing bad. And then we also need an aspect. And I also need the ads on this webpage to go away. Thank you. Ability, where's aspect at? Boom. Aspect. What were they doing here? 11. You can't make this up. Element. They're after some sort of an element, which is death. How do you have a neutral settlement of humans? Well, okay. So it is ruined. So the element of death. Okay. So something happened. So maybe it's not necessarily their fault that this happened, but something definitely happened here. So there's an aspect of death. Responsible. So what's responsible for the downfall of this place? So creature 1d4 plus 4. 1 plus 4 would be 5, which is also humans, so more humans. Responsible for downfall, other humans. Okay, that's straightforward enough, right? It's maybe a little bit less interesting, but details table. Now we're going to figure out what exactly happened. We have ruination, D12, 7, overrun by monsters. This is getting more and more confusing. Did these other humans let monsters in? And visibility? Where are you? Visibility 10 in plain sight, or no, visible at near distance. So it's not like super apparent. It's probably like an entrance to this place, to this mining city. I'm just gonna write visible when near. Okay. So something happened. I think there was an age too that we were supposed to look up. So when did this happen? Or what, I guess, what stage is it in? 8, it's old. It's old, it happened a long time ago. Some humans had a quarrel and there were monsters that were let in. We're just gonna say old ruined human settlement, element of death. Other humans were responsible, but what was the monster? What monster was released on this mining town. 3 is an unusual monster. 8 is a beast. So I need 2 beasts. So now I gotta jump back to the beast table. Alright, so 2 beasts. 5 is an earthbound creature, snail slugger worm. Okay, that's already weird. So let's see, overrun by monsters. This is a beast, but it is now a snail slug worm type creature plus something else. Already terrifying. 4. Thank goodness it's not airborne something. So earthbound again, and a 9 deer horse camel. Oh boy, the AI is gonna have a heyday with this sucker. Snail slug worm, deer horse camel. So some type of like a work animal, and some type of a slimy something. I feel like this creature has to be like an abomination of some sort. I'm gonna pop the AI open, and I'm just gonna see what the AI can come up with, because this is a weird one. Fantasy creature illustration. Well, we could do like hyper realistic. Fantasy creature of snail. Let's do snail plus deer. Gosh, I don't even know. This is gonna be so weird. Hey, Ashley. Oh man, we will see. It's crazy how, oh here, you guys can watch this. Watch the AI generate this, because this is kind of cool. We're gonna switch this camera around since I know actually what I'm doing this time. All right. So we are at 46% of the way done. The one on the top right, I think, would make for an interesting creature. I don't even know. Neither of these two, like, animals, creatures, like, they don't really seem like something that would attack or somehow push people out of a mining settlement. It's kind of a weird, it's a weird thing. I'm gonna flip this camera back around. I don't think it's a snail. I think snail was the wrong choice. I think worm. Let's go worm, and I like the deer idea, but I'm gonna give it an element. Just so we can get something a little bit more like, I don't know, elementally. 7, water. Okay, that's maybe makes a little bit more sense. I don't know. All right, AI. Imagine that there is a hyper-realistic fantasy creature of a worm plus deer, water elemental, I'm gonna say poisonous. See what that does. And we're gonna flip the camera back around for you guys. Okay. So a poisonous worm, deer, water elemental that is poisonous. So far, the images look like they are just deer that are maybe in water. Okay, they just got a lot more creepy looking after that refresh. Oh boy. Yeah, that looks like something that could maybe cause some problems. My goodness. So, for people on the podcast listening to the audio version of this, what the AI has generated, I'll put a link to that somewhere. Um, it's like a deer head coming out of water, and then I don't even know. It's so weird looking. Um, it looks like almost like some type of like a parasite or like some type of like a weird virus or something. Yeah, it's definitely creepy looking. That is the downfall of this place. So let's flip my camera back around. Not share. Flip. Okay, so that is fun with AI. And we will save that. I'm just going to save all these images right here. Copy image and throw that in here. So what are we finding out here? So what kind of an encounter is this? I would say that there are two options here. And I'd like to kind of make encounters not have a single correct answer. So I think the first type is going to be exploration. I think that for sure you're exploring this abandoned settlement. But then you're also having the potential for combat because who knows if these monsters are still in there. Maybe there's just one, maybe there's a bunch. Maybe there's some other type of danger. Maybe there's like a poison danger of drowning, that sort of a thing. But I think that having these two options makes sense. Social doesn't make as much sense in this situation. I'm going to do another imagine prompt here. So I'm going to say ruined. I want to get like a picture of the kind of the cave system. Ruined illustration of ruined underground mining settlement. Illustration of ruined fantasy underground mining settlement. Tall underground buildings, decay, water damage. Curating these prompts is super important to like what you're going to get out of the AI generation, which is kind of a neat input in it. And you can say things like laundry is going, Ashley, yes. You can do certain things like light from behind or like volumetric lighting, and you can do all sorts of weird stuff, and it knows what it's doing, which is really cool. These images are gonna look pretty sweet as well. It sounds like Ashley is here. Yes. So here are our images. So these all look pretty cool. I think I would almost take all of these and use them as inspiration for the spot, for the place. Throw them up on a map. And here's our evil deer worm thing. There we go. So that is the encounter and some art to go along with the encounter. And my dog shaking his collar. And with that, I am going to end the live. We got 2 good encounters built out of this. And we're going to call it here. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching, and I will catch you guys hopefully